Welcome to the Plan B Reports, a PG Bond voter education series. This is report number 1, responsive public safety. The single most important reason Pleasant Grove citizens are opposed to Proposition 1. And as you know, Proposition 1 is asking PG citizens to approve $17 million in new debt, $30 million when you add the interest and fees, to build centrally located public service buildings that they say will be large enough to meet the needs of Pleasant Grove for the next 50 years. Now, many of your neighbors are opposed to this plan, but not because anyone thinks we don't need new public service buildings. A quick visit to the current buildings makes it obvious that what we currently have is inadequate. We get the need, and we thank the City Council for trying to help our amazing first responders. No, the number one reason we are opposed to Prop 1 is the most important reason. Because building the centrally located building that Prop 1 calls for is going to result in a less safe and a less secure Pleasant Grove. And as the city keeps growing, it'll expose our city's first responders to ever-increasing danger and risk. Why? Because of the crucial factor of response times. Fast emergency response times are critical to the safety and security of PG residents. Even seconds can mean the difference between life, death, or disability. And the longer it takes to get to a fire, the more fires will expand. The more fires expand, the more danger our firefighters are exposed to. So let's take a look at how we're currently doing and how Proposition 1 will affect our response times. Last year in Pleasant Grove, the PG Fire Department average response time was 4 minutes and 14 seconds. And our firefighters could reach the farthest corners of our city in 6 minutes or less. Those are good times, and we commend Chief Sanderson and the entire fire department for their diligence in achieving them. But watch what happens to the response times as our city grows. For example, here's Pleasant Grove Boulevard between Walgreens and Central Bay. Today there's a stoplight at one end and a stoplight at the other end, and a lot of empty spaces between the two waiting for development. But what happens when those empty spaces start getting developed? And instead of a stoplight at each end, there's a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 or more, and more traffic and people in the way. It's obvious it'll start taking longer to get across town, won't it? And that means longer response times all around. And this is just one road, so imagine the cumulative effect on response times as we grow in other areas of the city at the same time. And as the years go by with increasing growth and longer response times, our families and first responders will find themselves in ever-increasing danger each passing year. So as we grow and we see response times increasing, we might want to do what most cities do as they grow and build a substation in this area, right? Especially since cities with proper substation plans have maximum response times of only 3.2 minutes. Now that's what our first responders should be getting from us. But unfortunately, if Prop 1 passes, a substation will not be an option when we need it, because we'll have already spent the bond money and we'll have locked ourselves into that centrally built location for at least the next 50 years, and we'll probably still be paying off the $30 million in debt that we've incurred with Prop 1. And it's our first responders who will be stuck with those longer response times. Pleasant Grove deserves a better plan than Prop 1, and our first responders deserve a safer plan. And that's the number one reason most of your neighbors are opposed to Prop 1. And remember, we all see the need. We know we need to do something now. So next Tuesday, if we all do the safer and smarter thing and vote no on Proposition 1, how do we address the needs of our first responders and get them adequate facilities? Is there a plan B we could do instead? Oh, you bet there is. There's a plan B, and it's built around expanding the authority of the city's Blue Ribbon Committee and letting them guide us as the best way to meet today's public service needs today, not 50 years from now, and to be responsive to public safety and our first responders. And you can find out more about Plan B by watching our next Plan B report number 2, how to remove those blue ribbon handcuffs. You're going to find it at pgplanb.com. While you're there, you can get more info, get connected, and even get a lawn sign. We'll see you there.